Oh my God, the misogyny on the internet! Blake Lively, how are you dealing?
Very sloppy work from Blake Lively's lawyers, I have to say.
Blake Lively just broke down after Hollywood insiders exposed her twisted PR operation built on illegally obtained data, fake media narratives, and a smear campaign storyboard by Ryan Reynolds himself.
Meanwhile, let's ignore the fact that it's actually her husband who's doing all this with a power trip.
Now she's using lawsuits, subpoenas, and celebrity influence to silence critics and force the world to adore her.
One well-placed insider, he told Blake, stop defending yourself and start fighting back.
So here we are. Blake Lively, the picture-perfect, Pinterest-approved Hollywood golden girl, is finally unraveling. And not because her film flopped, but because her real-life performance just got exposed. And let's face it, the act is tired. The matching couple outfits, the curated Instagram, the scripted banter with Ryan, all of it's always felt too polished. But now the polish is peeling, and beneath it, a storm of legal chaos and industry-wide eye rolls. And yes, around $40 million spent on PR damage control.
They're saying, if you don't believe Blake Lively, you're anti-feminist. If you don't believe Blake Lively, you're anti-women, and you are a woman hater and a misogynist.
Because yes, Blake Lively is now waist-deep in lawsuits dragging her through every Hollywood scandal pit. And before you dismiss it as just gossip, no, we're talking about legal documents, insider leaks, subpoenas, and headlines from legitimate outlets. This isn't standard celebrity drama. This is a full-blown career collapse. And somehow, she lit the fuse.
That gives me kind of hope that a lot of people are seeing through this whole scam that they're doing right now, trying to convince people that there was SH on the set and that there was actually a smear campaign.
Let's start with the basics. Her reputation is cooked, done, over. She's no longer the down-to-earth fashion icon. She's the actress on set rewriting scripts nobody asked her to touch, pulling diva moves that make 2007 Lindsay Lohan look tame. And this isn't rumor anymore. Multiple insiders, people who've worked directly with her, are calling both Blake and Ryan horrible to work with. Not challenging, not high maintenance. Horrible.
He's a horrible person. Both of them are horrible to work with. And I was like, wow, she said that in front of a lot of people. And I was like, wow. And then my colleague was like, wow, we didn't know that because he's always been so nice to journalists.
Yes, the same Ryan Reynolds who built a brand on being the funny, self-deprecating everyman. Turns out, that's a facade too. Industry voices at Sony, yes, the actual studio, are calling him arrogant and manipulative. A Sony rep even said, outright, and I quote, "He's horrible too." Imagine being so intolerable that Sony, a studio used to daily diva drama, says that publicly. To professionals.
Ryan is a nice guy, that's what we thought. I did not know that people in the industry did not like him.
And Blake? Worse. She allegedly hijacked production on It Ends With Us, rewriting scenes, sidelining collaborators, and treating the project like her personal playground. And this isn't speculation. It's become industry consensus. People in the know have stopped pretending. The PR curtain is down. What's revealed isn't a misunderstood darling. It's someone who steamrolled a film and tried suing her way out of the blowback.
And then the Sony rep said, at least she's not as bad as Blake Lively. And then my colleague said, it's so weird that Ryan Reynolds is married to her. What does he see in her? She's so horrible. And then the Sony rep said, he's horrible too. He's a horrible person.
And then there's the PR spin, or should we say hemorrhage, because her team has spent over $40 million trying to control the narrative. Let that settle in. $40 million not on defense, not on facts, but on damage control, media suppression, forced positivity, obsessive image cleanup. And it's still failing. And let's not forget, this meltdown began simply because people said she wasn't likable. Not criminal, not abusive, just unlikable. And she called that defamation. The same woman who built her brand on relatability and authenticity now can't cope with losing public favor. She's acting under siege, but really, she's just being held to the same standard as every other celebrity who overstayed their welcome. And worse, she dragged Ryan into it. Instead of stepping back, he allegedly took charge of the PR war, treating this mess like a movie plot. He's storyboarding attacks and spinning theories like it's Netflix. Except no one's watching, clapping, or buying it anymore. Her deposition's set for July 17th. And if justice still exists in Hollywood, that'll be her most honest performance yet. No stylists, no glam, no Ryan writing punchlines. Just her, a lawyer, and a mountain of inconvenient truth.
She's interviewing a feminist YouTuber called Ofidoki, who I spoke about here on my channel before.
Steve Sawitz used to be that rare billionaire people respected. Quiet, flies coach, donates constantly, and avoids flashy excess. And yet, thanks to Blake's courtroom chaos, he's now collateral damage in a circus that never involved him. Until her ego made him a target. The guy built a legacy of generosity. Since 2020, his Wayfarer Foundation funneled $60 million into 200-plus nonprofits, women's shelters, minority education, spiritual centers. And what did Blake's lawsuit do? It didn't just inconvenience him. It shattered his life's work.
That's mostly what she does, calling out other women that don't agree with her, that never had a beef with her. She just points out other women to just call them out.
Why? Because apparently, when a rich actress can't stomach criticism, innocent people pay. Literally. Sawitz pledged to donate $2.3 billion of his personal fortune before he dies. Not someday, not via will. He already gave away $160 million and lives like a minimalist. And what's the reward? Someone threatened to kidnap his daughter for $80,000 in ransom, citing Blake's lawsuit and his support of Baldoni as justification. Let that sink in. A child was threatened. A foundation collapsed. And all of it because one celebrity couldn't handle being disliked. This isn't PR repair. It's destruction. While media covered red carpets and hairlines, 200 charities entered crisis mode because Blake couldn't take criticism. That's not clueless. It's sociopathic.
And the only people they could get were literal psychopaths. Like the worst of the worst who like hate me so much.
And darker still, this wasn't even Blake's idea. Multiple insiders say every move, subpoenas, threats, spin, came from Ryan Reynolds. Yes, Deadpool himself decided to go full political strategist. Sources say he told Blake to stop defending and start attacking. Apparently, accountability's for peasants. Instead of owning it, Ryan produced the disaster. His company, Maximum Effort, helped market It Ends With Us. And when it flopped, he blamed Baldoni. Not the script, not Blake's antics, not the budget mismatch, just Baldoni, and then launched legal warfare. Ryan has a multi-million-dollar deal with Paramount. And clearly, he's sweating. Nothing says partnership like dragging your co-director into a $100 million PR inferno to dodge blame. And those subpoenas? They weren't legally necessary. They were a press stunt. Blake's or Ryan's team subpoenaed Andy Senior and Paris Hilton. Public creators. Vocal critics. That's not legal procedure, it's intimidation.
She now wants all the Justin Baldoni people to go after. She calls out Chersty in this, and Chersty took the bait and wrote a big thing. And I messaged her. I'm like, say your piece, but don't keep engaging because that's all. This is what she banks on. Now she's in the New York Times.
And now it's all unraveling. For every critic they silence, 5 more speak up. For every spin, someone leaks receipts, emails, documents, behind-the-scenes proof they're lying. Now even Hollywood Reporter, Forbes, Popcorn Planet, and yes, even the New York Times, the outlet that tried saving Blake with a desperate op-ed, are letting the truth slip.
Where she's calling out all creators and mommy sleuths, saying that we are just recycling each other's content and making money on it and making anti-Blake Lively content.
Because you can't stop a flood when everyone knows the dam is fake. Blake's sweetheart brand now equals lawsuits and manipulation. She's not the quirky rom-com girl anymore. She's Hollywood's Karen, suing anyone who won't clap. And the public? Over it.
Because you remember, Kat, you know how ugly and gross it got during the Depp trial. Are you surprised to now see her back in it, playing the same old tactics, but now getting to use the New York Times?
Her brand's not being destroyed by some smear plot. It's being dismantled by exposure. Her actions, Ryan's schemes, and the wake they've left are doing the damage. Every silencing effort makes the noise louder. Subpoenas backfire. Smear. Pieces backfire. PR control backfires. The narrative's spiraling out of their grip. And it's about to get worse. Her deposition is locked for July 17th. No delays, no shields, just Blake in a pile of uncomfortable questions. And just when she thought she could outwait the storm, here comes the next wave. Her trial is set for 2026, 2 full years for the internet to keep unearthing receipts, finding lies, and dragging this circus across every corner of scrutiny. The story won't die because it writes itself.
There is a reason why my interview went viral. People were reacting to it. People called out Blake Lively as a bully.
And despite all the noise, interviews, and filters Blake's pushing out, people have decided this isn't a witch hunt. It's a reckoning. If she truly wanted redemption, she wouldn't have burned bridges. She wouldn't have destroyed charities. She wouldn't have endangered lives. And she wouldn't have turned her husband into a PR attack dog. This was never about justice. It was about control. Faking it, keeping it, abusing it. But here's the truth. You can't bully your way back into favor. You don't get to play victim after throwing punches. And you can't silence people just because they saw who you really are.
2 months ago or something, when she was also the feminist who came up with this new term to describe what we're all doing. She's calling it the misogyny slop ecosystem.
So let's discuss Blake's lawsuit, the one built on victim theatrics and selective narratives. It's looking flimsier by the day. A single email thread might collapse it all. A judge just approved Jennifer Ailes' request to unseal private chats between Stephanie Jones and Blake's team. Yes, after months of dodging, the walls are closing in. And insiders say the entire case may hinge on illegally obtained data. Stephanie Jones, the same person Blake's side cites as their ace, allegedly turned over her full phone contents before any subpoena was filed. In legal terms, that's not a slip-up. It's theft. No court order. No clearance. Just hand it over and hope nobody notices. Well, they noticed. And now it's under legal review. Anyone on Blake's $1 million team could have hit pause and said, let's do this legally. But no, they wanted dirt. So they grabbed it. And now, that move could kill the case. If the court rules that the data was stolen, every claim collapses. Every harassment charge. Every smear narrative. Gone. Like a cheater disqualified mid-race. And Jones? She's likely sweating. She's no longer just a witness. She's the hinge of Blake's defense. If she illegally shared that data, real consequences are coming. For her. And for anyone who built a narrative on stolen files. This isn't gossip anymore. It's metadata. File logs. Email chains. And the court is watching.